Welcome to week 2 of the Aquarian Self-Mastery series, where I am offering an energetic tune-up and a teaching to support your personal growth and transformation as we are navigating this great planetary awakening into this new age of consciousness. So we're going to begin with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, to call on that highest wisdom teacher within us. So join your palms together, give them a rub, create some friction and heat. And then bring your palms right into the heart center, closing down your eyes. And just take a couple of breaths to meet and greet yourself with love, acceptance, appreciation, honoring right where you are in this moment. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev. Inhale, deep breath. Suspend your breath, really filling up. And then exhale, empty out. So the language that we are called to become fluent in as we enter into this new age of consciousness is the language of energy, frequency, and vibration. And sound is one very powerful way to move energy and to shift consciousness. Mantras work to really open us up to very high states of consciousness. Another way that we can affect our energy is through breath practices and movement as well. Breath and movement work very quickly to help shift our mental, emotional states as well. So I want to share another breath practice with you today. This one is specifically to balance the 5 elements of the body and to help mitigate the effects of stress. So you're going to create this mudra, or this hand gesture, hand seal, by pressing all of your fingers together, all the way to the second knuckle. Press, and then pull your thumbs back towards your body. Bring your hands just a few inches in front of your heart. Just kind of let the shoulders relax. You're going to gaze at the tip of the nose, inhaling through the nose and exhaling 8 segments out through an O-shaped mouth. It'll look like this. As you exhale, really pull the navel back to the spine. Okay, so here we go. Inhale. Good, stay with it. Keep the gaze at the tip of the nose. Focus all of your awareness on your breath. Last round. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Lift the root lock so pelvic floor draws up like you're stopping the flow of urine. Lift the pelvic floor. Roll the inner gaze up. Squeeze the spine, press the fingers. And exhale. Just relax the hands down to the knees or the lap. Take a few breaths. Sensing the space opening up inside of you, and allow your energy to ground down now into the earth. Stabilizing your energy here. Sense that space inside you as presence, an audience of presence that's able to witness without analyzation or interpretation whatever you're aware of, thoughts or feelings or sensations. Beautiful. You can stay in that space with your eyes closed, or you're welcome to open the eyes. So the principle of self-mastery that I want to share with you this week is the principle of self-care. Undoubtedly, we are all experiencing a certain amount of stress, as there is so much that is rapidly changing every single day. And stress is natural, normal, and it's necessary to help us grow and evolve. And what our work is to develop the inner resources and capacity to be able to meet that outer pressure and demand of the stress. When we don't have those inner resources, we get stuck in that place of survival and stress. And we actually develop what we call in Kundalini the stress personality. We actually become a whole different person when we're under stress. And the Aquarian consciousness is visionary. It's able to see far beyond the circumstances of what's happening outwardly now, to be able to see possibility so that we can bring forth our creative genius to be the solutions. If we're caught in that survival, fight, flight, stress mode every day, we aren't going to have access to our creativity. So self-care is key, really, really important. So the way that I want to offer it to you today is in relationship to these 5 elements. So any holistic framework of health or healing recognizes that we are a microcosm of the universe, and that our inner nature mirrors the great nature that we see outside of us, and that we actually contain all of the elements within us. And so just taking time each day to check in on each of these levels and assess how you're doing. So starting with the physical, the element of earth, grounding your energy every day. So we are electromagnetic beings, and just like the wires in our homes have to be grounded to be safe and working properly, our energy system needs to be grounded. And we have to care for our physical body. This process of awakening and ascension of consciousness is not for us to leave our bodies. We're evolving through our body vehicle. So it's imperative that we are taking very good care of ourselves physically, right? So exercising, finding things you enjoy doing, dancing, running, walking, being in nature, outside, looking at your diet, making sure you're eating very pranic rich foods, getting enough good quality rest. In Kundalini, it's suggested to take just 11 minutes. You can even take 1 or 2 11-minute naps a day, just resting the body. And so that's the physical level, just checking in. How am I taking care of my physical being? The water element relates to our emotional body. So honoring whatever we're feeling. Again, with so much shifting and changing, it can activate and trigger lots of feelings. So identifying and creating the space to recognize what's coming up for you, and being able to connect feelings with needs, realizing that our needs, or our feelings rather, are always pointing us towards a deeper need. So trying to recognize, use your feelings as an opportunity to become aware of what are the deeper needs there for you. Cultivate relationships that allow you to give and receive emotional support. And most importantly, learn to work with your emotions. Our emotions are a great source of energy that we can use towards our creativity. Learn how to channel your emotion into devotion. The fire element connects us into the mind, keeping the mind bright, sharp, and clear. Noticing what your mind is thinking about. Are you going into the negative tailspin continuously? Are you consciously working to look for possibility? whenever we're working with the mind or the emotions, we can tend towards extremes, right? We could experience extreme anxiety and fear, or depression and lethargy. So the invitation in self-care is just to find the ways and the practices to come back into equilibrium, harmony, balance. The mind and body is always naturally looking for ways to come back into harmony, to integrate. We just have to create the conditions for that to be possible. The element of air is connected into spirit, right? So being able to elevate ourselves, to open up our hearts, to practice heart coherence, to practice elevated emotions every day, love, gratitude, forgiveness, joy. The heart emits a strong signal and frequency that really expresses our emotional state. So choosing what it is that you want to be broadcasting and practicing those elevated emotions. Breath work, again, is an amazing way to connect to this element of air that is all about expansion and circulation. And then the fifth element is the element of ether. Ether is the most subtle of the elements. It's actually considered the first element because all of the other elements come from ether, also known as akasha or space. It's the space that can hold and contain all. It's inclusive of all. It's omnipresence, higher intelligence, connects us into our intuition, the soul. So giving yourself time to connect into that larger field of awareness each day, to rest into that infinite place. And most importantly, I want to invite you to align with the quality of compassion as you are checking in on each of these levels, attending to each of these places within you every day. Bringing compassion. One of the 5 sutras of the Aquarian Age, understand through compassion or you misunderstand the times. Compassion first and foremost for yourself, and then being able to offer that, to see through the eyes of compassion as you move through the world, recognizing that each person that you meet is really doing the best they can with the resources that they have to work with. Self-mastery through self-care and compassion. Thank you so much for listening, for practicing. Sending you much love. Sat Nam and Namaste.